Hi everyone. So next little bit of how to do things. I need to work out what the volume is of my design. So here is some sort of start of a design for a mocha pot, and I haven't actually worked out what the sizes that I want, but I want to work out what the sizes that I have here. Now, it's not exactly accurate because I'm looking at the outside of it, and obviously there's some material thickness. But here I've got a few components, right? So I'll just explode them so you can see. So this is how they would be created. In fact, let me just start again and I'll create a new version of this. So I'll move this over to the side. So all I did was I made a, actually let's just do something more interesting. So here, let me see, let's say it's five-sided to make it, pretty hard to work out the size of it. Because so what I want is volume, right? Let's say I wanted like 300 mils or something like that of capacity. So let's extrude that out. Go maybe the same height as this. Yeah, like that. And then make it a bit more interesting. I'll just select that top surface, slightly move it over. Oh, no, I don't want to go that way. Oh, there we go. That's better. So I don't know. Let's say like that. And now I'll scale it up. Let's say that, right? Now, that I have no idea how I would even start to work out its volume, but luckily I can turn the whole thing into a component. And so long as it's a solid component, you get this from entity info. By the way, you can do all of this obviously in the make version of SketchUp as well. The one that you may have downloaded onto your device. But here we see this is the volume of that piece, right? So what is that volume? Well, 544,988. So 544,000. Let's say 545,000 cubic millimeters, right? So what is that in liters, let's say, right? Well, Google it. So 1 liter is this many cubic millimeters. So let's put in 545,000. Oh, and look, we've got about half a liter there, right? So this thing, if this was my boiler, so it's a bit less. Let's say that it's a bit more than half a liter, but let's say that that's the material thickness or something like it. So we could be like, yeah, that's basically about half a liter, which is, according to me, way too much, right? So that's a pretty big mocha pot. This would be the boiler, and then obviously you'd add the other components on. So let's say that I had this part. Uh, let's move that over. If you're using this, by the way, if you're using this version of SketchUp, it could be really useful to start to know the. Let's say that's the sleeve. Um, the shortcuts, because this is pretty painful doing it this way, having to select. I don't know. Let's say that that's our design, right? They don't properly line up, but so let's find out what this volume is. So let's see. First we'll make it into a component. Okay. Right, and so let's say that that's the actual vessel. So the boiler, the sleeve, or the connector, and then this is the boiler at the top. Right, there's a component. Oh, it's 434,000. So basically, let's say 0.4 of a liter, whereas this is 0.5 of a liter. We know that the boiler has to be smaller the than the vessel on the top, because otherwise it'll overflow, obviously. And plus, you've got to remember that there's more componentry in this part as well. So this part won't work, right? So I've got to make it bigger. I can quite easily do that. Let's see, I'll scale it up. So like that. And now, if we now look at it, so now that's more than a liter, right? So now that's way bigger than this. And so exactly, see. So this is how you can start to work out whether your component is the right size or not. Sorry, whether your mocha pot is the right size or not. So let's see. Hopefully that's been useful for you. Um, if you've got any more questions about that, just send me an email and I can see if I can solve it for you. All right, thank you. Bye.